let's look at interactive brokers. First off, read this disclaimer carefully. Like, sub, share, and comment. Interactive brokers is in a very interesting theme that I have here under economic signals. By the way, this is happening today in the market, a big move here in the blockchains, and you can see that the average of the megatrends is massively outperforming the S&P 500. We can find interactive brokers here. I categorize it as an economic signal theme, the trading platforms, because it is not really a megatrend. There are two financial megatrends at least here, and that is democratizing finance and something I call high-tech finance. Anyway, if we go here to the trading platforms, you can see here interactive brokers, market access, a bunch of different companies. Let's now look quickly at the website. Interactive brokers is really good for traders. It's my favorite, one of my favorite trading platforms. Really, for the more advanced / intermediate-ish trader. Really, really good. But if you are a beginner, then from what I have heard, interactive brokers is not really ideal, because if you call, support, they are not really used to beginners. Hence, some have experienced that there is a higher, the support expect a higher bar. Anyway, let's first look at the seasonality. So here is IBKR. You can see that November is historically a very strong month. December is decent, but certainly a major strength here in November. If you go here to XLF, which is the financial sector ETF, to look for some comparison here, then we see something interesting. You can see that, okay, November is strong, but also there's some decent strength here in February, which is the month in which interactive brokers has the strongest historical outperformance of the XLF. If we go here to the charts, let's get the charts here, do it like that. IBKR is the ticker, and we go big screen, weekly data points to go way back in time to get the big giga picture. Here we have the stock since it went public. It went public right before the financial crisis, so yeah, not the ideal time to go public, but then from the bottom. But something that is very interesting that I'm pretty sure you can see here on the chart is that this has not really been behaving as if we have had, this stable, solid bull market in the USA. We've had a major bear market. Well, I think actually we have had a couple actually. Because the bear market is, minus 20% from the highs. This is minus 32%, and the duration here was actually quite extensive. So you could call this a bear market for interactive brokers. From this high down to this recent low, that's minus 58-ish%. So basically, interactive brokers, it is a stock in which you really need to respect the trend. You can make huge profits being long, but you can also make it pretty big by being short. You really need to just let the data tell you, what is the best positioning. Okay, so what is my current take here? Okay, so we've had a nasty bear market for interactive brokers, but something interesting is happening. We have an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Pretty big left shoulder, a head with 3 horns, and then you have a right shoulder that is shorter in duration and length vis-a-vis the left shoulder. And that is a very bullish inverse head and shoulders pattern. Further, we have a breakout above the red 200-week moving average. Yeah, all in all, this looks bullish. There's a 72%. Well, okay, now we need to change, because now we are looking at the correlation with the FXI, which is the Chinese stock market. In case you were wondering, there's a 72% positive correlation with China. But we will rather look at the S&P 500, and then we have a 30, it's a bit difficult to see. Then we have a minus 36% correlation. If we go here to daily data points, let's zoom out here and get all the moving averages. Then we have a positive 87% correlation. Hence, obviously the correlation it is quite different between the short term and the long term. Here we have this inverse head and shoulders pattern. You can see that which further strengthens the right shoulder here, is that we tested the red 200-day moving average, boom boom, and then we found support. So basically this is good. We are seeing, if you look here at the RSI, Interactive Brokers, historically the stock is sensitive to being overbought, meaning overbought tend to trigger pullbacks. We were recently overbought and now we are pulling back a bit. The accumulation distribution line is showing that there are buyers that are building positions. So also the chart looks bullish. Let's look a bit at the fundamentals. So options are available. It is also shortable, but I don't think like it's really begging to be. Well, I mean we are currently a bit in pullback mode. So let's do some measurements from the current level down to. Yeah, if we were to retest the 200-day for another time, it could be approximately 10% pullback, but yeah. The seasonality also suggested that there is a bias here in favor of the bulls. If you look here at Finvest, you can see this trend channel, and you also here have some fundamental data. Here's the performance. I am a fan of looking at the analyst price targets. And the current average price target is $54.33, which is around 2% above the current level. That's not that much. Saks.com is down for the count today, but we go to stockcard.io instead. Yeah, stockcard.io is pretty good, but you can't. You're limited as far as how many stocks you can analyze. For a given time period. I'm considering maybe buying a subscription, but I have to think it through. Anyway, so fair growth potential, stable operations, overexcited investors, underperformed the market, undervalued stock. So, okay, good news. Well, there's some good news and some bad news. Let's go further down here. So growth potential, sector financial services. The financial services sector is expected to grow by -1% per year between 2020 and 2020 globally. Yeah, that's not good. If you go here to stable operations, so profitability, sales growth, cash availability, management effectiveness. So you get a bunch of data here, so you can stop the video if there's something specifically you want to look at. Analyst consensus. Yeah. So to sum up my take here on Interactive Brokers, it is part of an economic indicator theme. So this is basically a theme that's all the economic indicator themes. I made them to sort of give us a bit of a hint about what's going on in the economy. So we have like employment agencies. If they are going up big, that means that people are hiring, which is a sign of economic health. If people are spending a lot of money on euphoric products, luxury and opulence, it is also a sign of faith in the economy. So that's basically the thesis here. Okay, so it is a bit different from the megatrends because the megatrends, then at least most megatrends, I am pretty bullish long term. When it comes to the whole online brokerage business, there are a lot of low-cost competitors. You have Robinhood. There is this democratization of the financial sector, and I do have a megatrend theme on that. Interactive Brokers, it is an elite platform. It has been that for quite some time. Hence, and also the TradeStation, it has not seen a lot of development. It's kind of looked the same way for quite some time. Hence, it is a bit stale. Hence, long term, I'm not super bullish on Interactive Brokers, but I like the company.